sectors that will be largely uninterrupted. Some stuff that are just fundamental, people can't do without, and because of that, they will continue to get the business that they have been getting so far, or they'll see some marginal growth.
So, question to you. We're not big on tech, right? So we're good at manufacturing and distribution, and we're good at the financial sector. Mm-hmm. There's not much tech here in Jamaica apart from, let's say, a particular company, T-Tech, right? What can Jamaicans look to invest in similarly, right? Which are slated to come out on top? Or are those companies not even yet come to market?
Well, obviously for obvious reasons which you already know, I can't get into too much specifics in terms of what the people telling the people what to invest in and all of that. You know that why I can't get into the specifics. But I feel like there are companies listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange now, particularly the junior market. that you can find opportunities depending on how they are valued, right?
Definitely. So,
it's really passing through, I realize Ramon the him call. But sit down and listen, I realize Ramon the power 5 hour call. I send in my question. I send in question to Ramon from him come back
line. Ramon is literally that word.
Sorry.
So this is
I really pass through.
this is the world of investment banking, and this is how far we as investment bankers and even in my former career go for clients, right? The work never stops, right? We always seek to put our best foot forward. We always seek to put pretty much our lives on pause to ensure that customers get the full benefit of what they sign up for, right? We're always on the edge of finding that next deal that we can possibly approach investors with, right? So we have a few minutes. I see Ramon wrapping up his phone call and is coming back.
We'll
talk. A few minutes. We have about 5,000 questions.
All right, please run them. Sorry, guys. I mean, as I said, work never ends. So, and when certain people call it, you have that.
All right. So, we're talking about people want to know the real estate sector. What are they poised to like rebound? Good question.
All right. So, hear me on this. I'm no expert in real estate, right? And real estate in Jamaica and real estate in the globe has generally been quite different. So if you listen to people who have been investing in real estate locally for a long time, they will tell you that real estate prices have been very resilient, right? Even in the midst of the darkest days in Jamaica, property prices have generally been in the country. Right? And real estate prices tend to have a relationship with inflation, positive ones. So as inflation goes up, real estate tends to rise too in price. So because of that, you have, and Jamaica has been no stranger to inflation, right? Inflation has become a part of our culture. Right? So, because of that, you have generally seen a positive trend. In more recent times, diverse sets of real estate have started to show price appreciation in Jamaica. And we've also seen a new trend, particularly in urban areas of this multifamily living. So apartments have always been around. But there has seemingly been just this overflow of conversion of properties that used to be single family into multifamily complexes, and the prices have just gone from mad to crazy to insane. Right? You know, the units are becoming a lot more efficient in terms of the use of space. So my own view as a layman looking at the real estate market, I call myself a layman because I'm a specialist in that asset class, is that you have to be very selective. Airbnb has, driven a lot more persons who are focused on trying to extract economics from real estate into the space. So people have been buying units with you have renting them on Airbnb, which have been giving them tremendous rental yields that long-term rentals cannot really compensate for. So depending on how long this crisis persists, I suspect that you will see some adjustment in certain sections of the real estate market in terms of prices. Real estate prices are generally more steep, right? And what I mean by that is if I go tomorrow to try and sell a stock at 150 and there are no buyers, probably going to take me 2 days or a day to adjust my order down to 148 or 147. Yeah. In the real estate market, that adjustment might take place after 3 months, right, or 6 months, because the buyers are a lot more patient. Yeah. So you're not going to see there's a downturn in the real estate market and you're near well-being one already, right? You generally don't see it immediately, right? It's not like the stock market where you wake up tomorrow and everything dropping, right? So my view is I think there are certain segments of the market that are poised to go lower, places that have heavy concentration in Airbnb. There are a few people and companies that have taken a bet to buy real estate with the cash flows from the real estate expected to pay back that debt. You might see a few distressed opportunities. Some apartments or other complexes that are in development might not be able to finish. So, that in and of itself may present opportunities for price adjustment. Down commercial spaces, some businesses is not going to survive this crisis. A lot of businesses are already asking for rental breaks and rental deferment and those type of things. So it's really, in my view, going to test a real estate market that has benefited from a serious price appreciation over the last few years. I think there's some room to potentially move down in real estate broadly.
So, I'm going to ask you about, let's say, first one.
Yeah.
What people understand. Let's say, take for example, let's say, charity students. The
person impacted. Yeah, so generally, the real estate REITs, just to talk on them a little bit, there's one properties, but X-Fund is more than like necessary for real estate. If I were a real estate company, I don't want to have cash during this time. I wouldn't want to be fully invested. I would want to have my, I would want to, because right now it's kind of like you're going to have a menu of options to kind of select from during this time. So, I would focus on a real estate company that has capacity to really get in the event that prices kind of ease out. But in terms of like a carriage cement, so the linkages to real estate, I would say yes. Undoubtedly, everything that's happening in the economy will certainly impact psyche. Right? So if I'm an individual with capacity, I have cash in the bank, I have the ability to borrow, and I was going to pursue a large construction project. I was going to move out of my house or build my mansion. Might be a little bit hesitant now. COVID might set me back a little, and I still have money. I might be less weary to go undertake a $50 million or $100 million project with my equity portfolio down 30 or 40%. Right? So just those type of things, the deferment that this thing is going to create, the deferment of consumption by individuals will impact the amount of building that's going to take place. And then you talk about the ability to take up the demand. So again, developers who would have been going non-stop, they're working on 3 projects at a time, might kind of slow down after this. They might have 3 projects going and so I want to finish this and try and step back and see how things go and leave some of the land have not developed. So yes, my view is, certainly the Bredrens, the carriage cements that would have been benefiting on the way up as construction has increased, might start to see a slowing of demand in the sectors that have done well for them over the last couple of years.
So question, with let's say commercial, let's say companies now looking to how their staff permanently work from home, do you think like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartment might be heavily in demand?
Well, good question. So here's what I think. One, it remains to be seen how much work from home culture is going to move in Jamaica. The fact of the matter is, in the States, for sure, they developed well, definitely. But a lot of our workforce can't really work from home, right? Generally deliver certain services from home. A lot of people don't have a work from home type job. But what it will create is that for those companies who are deciding to be a little bit more forward thinking, respecting work policy, might mean that they need a little bit less space. So you might see, companies downsizing in terms of their actual office space, right? In terms of at home now, whether somebody might decide, the fact that I'm working from home, I'll probably be a 2-bedroom. That's kind of, again, a hard decision to make coming out of a recession, right? Everybody might want a bigger house, but the fact of the matter is, desire and ability might not align, coming out of this crisis. So again, I think broadly, it might not necessarily be positive. I don't see a positive catalyst like, okay, coming out of this crisis, people will want more real estate. I really don't see that. This thing is unprecedented. It's hurting most people's pocket. And with less ability to consume, it just naturally leads to less demand. And prices generally go down.
I don't know sure about Jamaican real estate prices. We are definitely
good point. Yeah, I mean, if we see prices fall sharply, it would be really unprecedented.
So Ramon, even on that note, right? I want to ask you, like, even for companies who are selling, let's say, surveys, asking employees what they think about the experience of working from permanent way forward. So, for example, let's think about this. If my overhead as a large company normally costs $3 million, and I can spread that out per real estate, per cubicle bed, right? And I can see where I can shave off that and have my staff work from it, right? Even if, let's say, I give me an extra $30,000 per month, somebody in, let's say, a New Kingston area.
No, for sure. I mean, there are going to be opportunities, don't get me wrong, but as I said, it's just a widespread. I'll give you an example of a sector that is poised for that type of disruption, like a BPO sector, poised. So a lot of the construction that we would have seen in areas of high concentration, urban areas, a lot of it has been outfitted to support BPOs, right? A lot of desks crammed together. I mean, Jamaica has seen the effects of that in the face of a pandemic that spreads in the way all this spreads. I think maybe like over a third of the cases that have been reported in Jamaica have some relation to a BPO outfit. That being said, to the extent that BPO providers can find a way, to your point, where there is cost benefit between their employees being home working remotely from a system versus actually renting space, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And what that means is persons who would have acquired or built up space to support these guys, specifically to support these guys, are going to have a problem. They're going to have a problem. What they're going to put in the space that was specifically designed for a BPO guy. Who you going to rent this apartment to that is specifically bought for Airbnb? Those are the questions that a lot of real estate owners are going to be asking coming out of this crisis, in my view. So yes, I think there's going to be some disruption from the work from home. I told you one sector where I think it's easy to transition there. And all of the things that I'm seeing, all of the different catalysts are, in my view, negative for real estate.
So people, we heard from Ramon Small Ferguson, VP of Asset Management and Head of Research at a very prominent investment brokerage firm.
Who is not a real estate expert.
Who is not a real estate expert. So certainly I hope that you have your questions addressed. We are now at the very end of our fourth segment of Navigating the Financial Storm. Recession at short. This is part 2 of 3, right? Definitely next week we'll be having 2 very lovely females join our panels. We'll have the likes of Mecca Alvaranga, financial advisor at Sagiford Bank, and we definitely have the likes of Chantel Harris-Bryan, who is actuarial analyst from a Canadian investment firm, coming on board to tell us how COVID-19 is likely to impact insurance premiums, right? So definitely a very interesting segment of our three-part series, right? I am Omaro Hutchinson, your financial advisor, financial Bredren, and thank you for joining.